Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes, and welcome to the show.
Here we are. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, and it's Memorial Day weekend,
Yep.
which is a very special weekend.
It is, and I really wanted to mention what is the purpose. Well, a lot of time it's the kickoff of the summer season, yes, but
Yeah.
why have we got Memorial Day weekend? It's to give thanks to those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for us, for the freedoms that we enjoy. And it's hard with all the things that are going on in the world today, woke culture, political turmoil, all these things. Our generation today, we're all saying, oh, it's the worst it's ever been. Well, if you've ever traveled to a third world country and experienced those environments, we still are in the greatest country in the world, and it's because of the folks that gave their lives.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to start the show with that. Being a veteran, it's important to me.
Yeah.
I'm getting choked up just talking about it.
Well, no, I wanted to
important.
mention that you're retired military, and I remember laying in bed and hearing that we were going to war, the Gulf War, that President Bush announced that we were going to war, and so I remember laying in bed, and there was no draft at the time, but I just remember, you know what? Hey, if they call my number, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, and I wanted to go, and fight, and I mean I thought about it for a long time, and life took me a different route.
Sure.
It took
Sure.
it took a different route, but it is it's a time to reflect on those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And
Absolutely. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So hey, summer selling season is here, right?
Yes.
Memorial Day kicks off. And summer is the busiest time. Well, I wouldn't say that that's going to be the case this year. It's been busy.
Nonstop.
Busy regardless.
Yeah.
But the good news for buyers is that, hey, there are 53 active listings in the county now.
which is up.
About 20.
Yeah, that's up by like 20. Yeah.
From the last time that we talked about it, there's
Yeah.
53 active listings. Though that means they're readily out there and available for people to buy. That's as of the time that we went to air. There may be a few more coming on. Who knows? But for buyers, things are starting to look up. Now, I don't want to call the ball. Hey, it's a buyer's market now.
Yeah, no,
it's not there.
no.
But there is a little bit more inventory on the market. 3 below 100,000, which we typically have one, maybe two below 100. There's 3 available. 11 between 100 and 200,000, and there's 13 between 200 and 300K. So out of that, we've got a significant portion of those 53 that are in the affordable price range, what I would consider to be the affordable price range. Although if you look at that, out of the 53, 8 are over $1 million. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 8 listings in our market that are over $1 million right now.
Probably lake property.
Lake properties, there's one non-lake that's here in Warsaw. It's got a lot of acreage. It's a huge house.
Yeah.
But beyond that, yes, they are lake properties. Wawasee. We've actually got one listed on Coon Lake. It's 1.4 million. It's a huge shack, a lot of frontage.
Sure.
So the good news for buyers is that the availability is happening. We're starting to see a few more listings come on.
Increasing, yeah.
And that's typical this time of year, but people start thinking about it because historically the selling season is Memorial Day through Labor Day. I mean, that's when we do a lot of business. People start thinking about that, this time of year. Hey, I need to get out there before Memorial Day. So you'll see a few more listings come on. Lake season. People start coming up. They're driving around.
Right.
My phone rings. It's crazy on a weekend.
Oh, I'm
In
sure.
past years, I'm sure it's going to be even crazier now.
Yeah.
Last weekend, we have a couple of lake lists. Everything's contingent, right? I mean, they're pending, waiting to close. And I get a call. Hey, I'm standing in front of this sign. Can you show me this house? And, well, it's already pending. I'd be happy to get your name and number and get your email address, get you on a list, so I can send you things as they come up. It's just trying to explain the lake market to people that are not from the area or not used to it,
Yeah.
totally different.
It is different, yeah.
Totally different, but real estate in general is crazy right now, and we keep saying it.
Yeah.
You listen to past versions of the show, it's crazy. You're right.
Yeah.
It is. The market is nuts. So, you know, we talked about how do we get out of this inventory crunch is new construction.
Yeah.
And of the 53 active listings, 13 are new construction
Okay.
that are still actively available. So, you know, as you've asked me, how do we get out of this? Well, people got to have somewhere to go.
Correct.
New construction needs to take off. Just drive around some of the neighborhoods in the area, and you're seeing more and more homes going up.
Yeah, I mean they're building again,
Yeah.
and you know, I mean I keep asking. It's like just seems to me like builders would just be like building like crazy, but price of lumber has gone up. I
Yeah.
mean, it just the cost of goods has gone up to the point, and part of that's because of the pandemic and so forth.
Sure.
A lot of it is because of the pandemic, but it is good to see that there is building going on.
Yeah, there is. So, you know, for buyers, there is hope. You know, don't throw in the towel and evaluate your why. Why am I doing this? What's my purpose? If you're thinking from a selling standpoint, good news is there may be somewhere for you to go.
Mm-hmm.
These new construction homes may be in the area where you want to go. Who knows?
All right, very good. And you wanted to talk about some terms on MLS, so we're going to talk about that. Coming up here next, you're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skabowski of RE/MAX Lakes, and it is the time of season when the real estate season, I mean, it really heats up, but it's been going crazy for
It's
quite
been hot for a long time.
Yeah, it has been hot for a long time, but this is the time that more people are on the MLS or taking a look.
Right.
They're looking at some of these acronyms or just some of these, you know, phrases, and it's like, what do these things mean?
Sure.
So you want to clear up some of these things.
Wanted to get that out there. So, you know, when a listing goes into the MLS, it gets input in the MLS, it feeds Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, all these different, you know, websites.
Mm-hmm.
And they all choose what they feed. So so I'm only going to talk about making the changes in the MLS.
Okay.
Okay. So when we get an accepted offer in Kosciuszko County for a property that is contingent on financing or inspections, we mark it contingent accepting backup offers.
Okay.
Okay? So first status is active. When it goes into the MLS, it is active, meaning it's actively available. You know, it's available for showings, all of those things. That's
Okay.
what active is supposed to mean.
All right.
We accept an offer on it that is contingent on financing and inspections. It's going to be called contingent accepting backup offers. That is probably the most misunderstood term that we've got out there, because people will see contingent and they say, well, do they have a house? Does the buyer have a house to sell in order to buy? It is contingent on financing. It could be contingent on a lot of things.
Okay.
Typically, it's financing, inspections, contingent on a survey, contingent on title work. So in our purchase agreement, we spell out those contingencies.
Gotcha.
So contingent accepting backup offers does not mean that the buyer has a house to sell in order to buy. It means that it's contingent on something.
Okay. Now,
Financing, inspections, survey, title work, those kind of things.
but other places I see pending.
Correct. So in Allen County, when they accept an offer, they mark it pending.
Yeah.
Why the difference?
I don't know. Right.
Well, so if it is listed as contingent accepting backup offers, it still continues to feed Zillow, Realtor.com, all of those things. Now they've actually updated their software to where they'll mark them contingent, so that at least buyers know that they've accepted an offer on it already.
Okay.
But the difference there is pending no longer feeds. So when you mark a listing pending in the MLS, it no longer feeds Zillow, Realtor.com, any of those things.
Okay.
So why the distinction? Well, Kosciuszko County has always done it their own way, because it truly is contingent. And in the listing contract, when we sign that with the seller, we say that we will continue to market your property until it is sold.
Okay.
So contingent does not mean sold. So, well, Mark, why won't you show me a contingent house? Well, it's not that I won't show you a contingent house. It's just you need to understand that until all of those contingencies are removed or the offer falls through, there is no way for you to bounce somebody out, even on a contingent offer. So I get that a lot. Well, what if I offered more money? Doesn't matter. That first offer, that first contingent offer, is the primary offer until either all of the contingencies are removed or for whatever reason a mutual release is signed and the property is put back on the market.
Because it is a contract.
Correct. It is a contract. So you cannot say, oh, I'll offer you 50,000 more than what you've already accepted. You can do that, but you would be a backup offer. You cannot move that primary offer out until all the contingencies are satisfied and it goes to closing, which you wouldn't want to move it out anyways.
Right.
Or there's a mutual release from the purchase agreement and the property is back available.
Wow.
Okay? So the other statuses that you may see is back on the market, BOM, back on the market. What that means is, for whatever reason, the house was removed. It could have been an accepted offer that fell through, just like we talked about. Or maybe the seller chose to take it off the market for a little bit. They had some maintenance to do, and then they're putting it back on the market.
Okay.
You can see price change. We as agents can see that. We can search by price changes. You won't actively as a consumer normally see that, but as agents we can see that price change. We also have contingent first right. So contingent first right is the buyer actually does have a house to sell.
Okay.
So the buyer has a house to sell in order to purchase. And that goes back to the 72-hour, first right of refusal. There can be a 48-hour first right of refusal, a 24-hour first right of refusal. But ultimately, if you see something that says contingent first right, that means the buyer does have a house to sell in order to buy. So if you are a buyer who doesn't have a house to sell, that property is still available to you. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. These can get confusing.
They can get confusing.
And that's why I start thinking of people that are doing the for sale by owner.
Right.
And they think, well, I'm going to save money on that commission. I'm doing this myself, and it's like, you just hearing these, it's like, I want somebody in the know
that has a clue.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Absolutely.
like, I don't want to do my own plumbing. I want to hire a professional. You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with something this big, it's like, I want to have a professional doing this.
Well, and again, it comes back to you've got somebody that does it every day. They can guide you down the correct path. That's the whole idea to this. That's what we are, is we're sharing that information and guiding you to a successful conclusion.
Yeah, so, and that's at the end of the day, that is your goal.
That is your goal, is to close on that house and mark it sold. That's the best status in the MLS.
Yes.
It's sold.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good one for sure. All right, hey, Mark, your contact information?
Sure, our website's lakes-realtors.com. Phone number's 574-834-1233. Check us out on YouTube. We're out there.
All right, sounds good. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Thank you for listening to Real Estate in Real Time.